Never made it as a wise man. Couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. Tired of living like a blind man. Sick aside not a sense of feeling. And this is how you remind me. This is how you remind me of what I really am. This is how you remind me of what I really am. It's not like you to say sorry. Was waiting on a different story. This time I'm mistaken for handing you a heart worth breaking. I've been wrong. I've been down to the bottom of every bottle. My words in my head screaming, are you having fun yet? Yeah, 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 no. Yeah, 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 no. It's not like you didn't know that. I said I love you and I swear I still do. It must have been so bad. Maybe must have done it killed you. And this is how you remind me of what I really am. This is how you remind me of what I really am. I'd like you to say sorry. Was waiting on a different story. This time I'm mistaken for handing you a heart worth breaking. I've been wrong. I've been down into the bottom of every bottle. The words in my head screaming, are you having fun? Yeah. I'm having fun. Are you having fun? Happy Friday, folks. Oh. Yeah. There we go. All right. It's wild to see that Hanceville, Alabama Police Department debacle unfold, right? It's unraveling some crazy stuff, right? You have these dysgenic, racist freaks all driving Dodges. Abusing the hell out of people. Selling and using drugs. Even ODing off of drugs. But yeah, let's blame Mexico for that, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta cede a little bit of responsibility to the people who are distributing them in your own country. Like Bill Clinton turned Little Rock, Arkansas into the crack capital of the world. That's, partially Bolivia, partially Colombia, which was the Death Star of our drug trafficking empire in all of the Americas, the Pan Am, they'd call it. And ourselves. What's the inverse of virtue signaling? Like when you signal your cruelty. It's been really popular lately. You see it a lot. And speaking of retards who don't know what to do with their power, it's so crazy that we have an entire subculture of guys who are like, listen to how powerful my Hemi is. And it sounds like crap, my man. It don't sound powerful. That don't purr. It's basically a bunch of lawnmowers running at the same time. That's what it sounds like, my bro. And you have these VW Golfs that have a very muted sound, but are so efficient that the little things they just PTFO anything that you put in front of them, especially those big heavy trucks, you know what I'm saying? Heaviness, by the way, doesn't make you safer. It does make the person crashing into you a little bit more. Oh, no. No! It does make the person crashing into you more liable to not crash into you if they're doing it deliberately, but that's got to be like a 1% of the accidents that actually happen is deliberate. And what it does is when you have these super heavy air dams, super solid air dams, that's not a crumple zone, it will transfer all of that kinetic inertia from the heaviness, from the weight, into the cockpit. And if it's a really big truck, you will bounce around on the inside of your cockpit like a ping pong ball. Hmm. It's unironically true and unironically funny that JD Vance has not only become the main meme of March, but he's also the main meme of the year so far. And he's getting more complex memes made of him than anything I've seen in years. It's crazy. You flip on the internet, 50% of it's JD Vance photoshops. Crazy. Coutuahre sucked, but that was the last big meme that really took off, right? She got Big Chungus, she got Among Us. But, like, the JD Vance memes feels like an organic meme push, right? And there's like 4 million Vance memes that have been made. It's ironic that Musk tried to Milhouse himself into a meme status. I have become meme. I'm sure he was trying to pull off a sneaky little Oppenheimer reference right there. But after the Oppenheimer movie, I also got like a double boost because of Barbie coming out at the same time. Like, it's not really... Like, most people don't even realize that they're quoting the Bhagavad Gita. They're quoting... Oppenheimer quoting the Bhagavad Gita when they say, I am become death, destroyer of worlds. That's the Bhagavad Gita. And when Musk says, I am become meme... Oh, you reach so many levels of extraction. It's just like there's so many layers of irony culture that has become the poison for the internet community. Straight up poison. What's not poison is this delicious fish right there. Mmm. That's great. Oh. Good advice. Never try and sacrifice comfort and usability for fashion and footwear. Vans? You're not making it cool. You're not making it easier for people to skate. You're actually making it more liable for people to trip and fall when they're skating. What if you went to plug in a cord and you accidentally put it in sideways and it went... Ah! I shouldn't be speaking like that. What the hell's up with those YouTube girls that put like 6 million microplastics on their face and use rainbow makeup? Is that for the age regression community? Or something I was talking to a friend about, right? It's his idea. Hello Kitty is a hater. Garfield is a lover. Hello Kitty is so anal retentive about curating her exact style. Everything has to be perfectly matched. Everything has to be perfectly on point. And like, there's the real world connection between the people who are more into that, have a more, psychotic demand for a curation of their environment, which is like, that's unnatural to constantly curate your environment. It's unnatural. There's a balance that must be struck between order and chaos, right? That's the old thing. Stretching back before we had words for order and chaos that people understood as the bridge between basically like the old conceptualization of the left brain and the right brain, the intuitive and the mechanical, right? And you find that scattered throughout all sorts of philosophical examinations, because it's very, very poignant in describing what you need to be in order to marry what you visualize with the world. And Garfield is a lover. He's Zen. And he may say he hates Mondays. He doesn't actually hate Mondays. He just hates it when John has to go back to work after being off for the weekend. He loves John. Garfield is the ultimate Zen master. He's like the fat Buddha. Whereas Hello Kitty's kind of your local anorexic party girl. In many ways. Sorry to say. Inside of each of us is a lover and a hater. Remember that, friends. I'm not gonna lie, bros, my lungs kind of hurt. I haven't smoked in a very long time. It's a freaking starship, man. It's a freaking starship. Tisk. Oh yeah, we're saving so much money by obliterating our stuff. because we're riding until the wheels fall off, and it ends up being like aerial East Palestine. Rest in peace to a lot of those affected. Good God. When you see a manatee smile, you can tell just how closely related to elephants they are. Toes, too. They have little elephant toes. It's awesome. And bro, we have some of the best water systems in the nation. We had some of the best water systems in the nation. Designed by NASA scientists, just like our roads and our lights, which make it so intuitive. SpaceX has been destroying things so fast, and the people coming in here do not appreciate anything and are so willing to mess it up. And most importantly, SpaceX, Space Force, they've been destroying things so fast, we got water boil advisories going right now. Yeah, it is what it is. It's not like we're doing anything important around here, nothing. I'm fine with suffering. I'm fine with suffering, genuinely. Just children should have a right to grow up with the quality of life that I did already. Most importantly, if you have a father that's like on the right, give you a rice rocket, put a life insurance policy on you, and let you do whatever the hell you want to the point where your brain's turned into mush and you end up with a serious physical injury, or on the left, and castrate yourself, and you destroy every structural system that's ever put before you. Those people are insane. Those people are monsters. It's actually really stupid to assume kindness is weakness. Anyone who remains kind in spite of the domination of passive-aggressive misery, that's incredibly strong. Unless they live in an intensely sheltered area, and that's more comfort than kindness. Keep that in mind. Also, men need to be patient with their emotions. You're not supposed to be living in a cloud of comfort all the time as a man. And the guys who scream like babies over little things, like not in a venting sort of, I'm going to choose to vent in this situation, I'm going to separate myself, I'm going to choose to vent in this situation, come back, and then hold it together and be a rock. I'm talking about, like, the drunken guy with the beer screaming at his wife. I'm talking about your average American man these days, screaming at everybody and every little thing all the time. Specifically because they're not men. They're insolent little boys. And you see a lot of them these days. Good golly. Funniest part of the Odinists isn't how they hide Odin's spear inside of each other. It's the whole loud noise and bright light is just like Thor's thunder and lightning. So they're just another version of annoying, insecure, cowardly, postmodern neo-American. Nothing like a truly Odiarkormanai. Nothing like it. Reading the Wolf the Saxon book. It's pretty good. Bjorn is a great name, by the way. Bjornholm is a little island right off the coast of Denmark below Sweden. And Bjorn was also the sidekick to the Artorias character in Vinland Saga, which is an excellent anime. It's consistently rated as one of the best animes, and as an older anime, like, I'm sorry, I just can't, I don't want to waste my time getting into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure just to find out it's slime somewhere along the line. I gave the first season a full honest shot. I liked it a lot. Second season, I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Some things are unnecessary, just like Studio Ghibli movies. Some things are unnecessary, and when you do those things, you signal to the world you're not trustworthy. Metallica is like the Johann Sebastian Bach of guitars, because it's far more fun to play it yourself than to listen to it. Which I'm going to be playing a little bit of Bach for opening songs here in the future. Just to warn you. It sucks that the 5G HAARP people cried wolf so many times on completely phantasmagorical issues that when there are actual sound and microwave weapons being rolled out, that have been absolutely proven to be rolled out in at least crowd control and probably just in general, like what they did with, I've talked about this a lot before, what they did with Havana syndrome. People were making fun of it like, haha, government worker is sick, haha, we do not like you, government worker. When in reality, it's just like, that can happen to you at any time. That's a testing ground. That's a place where people's constitutional rights are null and void because it's basically the version of international waters where you have a military base. And that's been rolled out, and that will continue to be rolled out if people don't dial it back. Now, thankfully, the child molesters that have controlled our the higher levels of our government and military are actually a little bit stressed out, and they're at least going to have to incubate for a little bit. They can't blitzkrieg as hard as they want to because of the massive defunding of our federal government structure, which is wonderful. Genuinely wonderful. Not only defunding like deliberately, but like also crashing the economies that it's dependent on. And it's just like, yeah, you might have a $20 egg because of bird flu, which may or may not have been an organic outbreak, may have been an inorganic, deliberate outbreak, if you know what I'm saying. Could have very well been, but you know, $20 eggs is not reflective of the entire economy. And if you know who your state's trading partners are, like our number one trading partner down here in Florida is Brazil, I still get tons of cheap cashews. You know, anything Brazilian, we get cheap coffee, cheap. It's pretty good. And like, what it will do is it will revive the American farming industry by making us less reliant on foreign foods, giving us fresher foods, less preservatives. Preservatives are real bad for you, if you don't know about that. Like salt and sugar are some of the best preservatives for your health, and you know how bad those are. Okay, is there any other things that I didn't get to? Yeah, the domination of passive-aggressive misery in our general society is the common theme. And I like it so that people are happy, even if they are passive-aggressive. But just to be miserable and passive-aggressive, to be slightly delighted with the suffering of other people, but surrounding yourselves with the things that make you miserable as well as other people miserable, that's not a venerable culture in any way, shape, or form. That's not a warrior culture neither. You are a automaton. You are an annoyance automaton, a stress automaton. You have turned into the cattle prod that the mainstream media used to be. So try to avoid that, my friends. Do not be like these people you see falling for it. Do not be like the guy from the army with the Satan sticker on the back of his truck who's just trying to be as loud and annoying as possible and visualize himself running his truck into every little thing and every little person for every little slight. Don't be a passive-aggressive, miserable lout. Be productive. Find some cool things to do. Get down on your hobbies. Love your friends dearly. And respect yourself and respect others. Because respecting others is good. If somebody is not worthy of respect, they should not be in your mind. All right, y'all. Cheers.